When you're facing something as serious as kidney disease, it's totally natural to look for every possible option out there. And lately, there's been a huge surge of interest in holistic approaches. One ancient system, Ayurveda, is getting a lot of that attention. But what's the promise? And maybe more importantly, what are the precautions we need to take? This is the big question on so many people's minds. Let's be real. Conventional treatments like dialysis are absolute lifesavers, but they can also be incredibly tough on the body and spirit. So it makes sense that people are searching for a different way, something that feels more in tune with their body. And for many, that search leads them right to the doorstep of Ayurveda. So, to really get why Ayurveda is so appealing, we have to look at its core philosophy. This is so much more than just taking a few herbs. It's about bringing your entire system, your body, your mind, everything, back into balance. The word Ayurveda literally translates to the science of life. It's this incredible 5,000-year-old system from India that's built on one simple, powerful idea. Everything is connected. In this worldview, being healthy isn't just about not being sick. It's about achieving a state of total harmony. The whole idea is that disease pops up when something is out of balance. A really central concept here is the 3 doshas. You can think of them as these fundamental energy types that make you you. First, you've got Vata. That's the energy of movement and flow. Then there's Pitta, which is all about digestion and your metabolism, kind of like your inner fire. And finally, Kapha, which provides structure and stability. The whole goal is to keep these 3 in a beautiful balance. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It really gets to the heart of what draws people in. Instead of treating the body like a car with a broken part, Ayurveda sees it as this delicate ecosystem that we need to listen to and nurture. It's a completely different perspective. Okay, so how does a 5,000-year-old system from India actually work within the modern U.S. healthcare system? Well, this is where that beautiful ancient promise runs into a very complex and sometimes confusing modern reality. And it all starts with titles and regulations. Listen up, because this is probably one of the most important things to understand. In the United States, the title Ayurvedic Doctor is a professional designation from an organization, NAMA. It is absolutely not the same thing as a medical doctor, an MD. An Ayurvedic professional can't legally diagnose a condition like kidney disease or prescribe medication. Only a licensed MD can do that. It's a critical difference. So as you can imagine, this creates a pretty tricky legal situation. Every state has laws against practicing medicine without a license. Now, some states have what are called health freedom laws that create a little bit of room for alternative practitioners, but it's really a patchwork of different rules across the country. In fact, NAMA itself tells its members to be crystal clear with clients that they are not licensed medical doctors. But it's not just about the legal status of the person you're seeing. There's another huge piece to this puzzle we have to talk about: the safety and regulation of the treatments themselves, especially the herbal supplements. All right, this might actually shock you. In the US, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, does not regulate herbal supplements as medicine. They're legally classified as food products. What does that mean? It means there's no federal agency making sure they're safe, that the dose is correct, or even that the ingredients listed on the bottle are actually what's inside. That responsibility, that burden of safety, falls completely on you, the consumer. And for someone with kidney disease who's already managing such a delicate internal balance, this lack of oversight can open the door to some really serious and often hidden dangers. This is life or death stuff, especially for kidney transplant recipients. Some common herbs can seriously mess with your prescription medications. Take St. John's wort. Sounds harmless, right? Well, it can actually make anti-rejection drugs less effective, which is a massive risk. Or ginseng, it can ramp up the risk of bleeding if you're on blood thinners. We're not talking about minor side effects here. These are high-stakes interactions. And if drug interactions weren't scary enough, there's another problem: contamination. A study mentioned by the Cleveland Clinic was pretty startling. They found that about 20% of the Ayurvedic medicines they tested had potentially dangerous levels of heavy metals. We're talking lead, mercury, and arsenic. 20%. That's 1 in every 5. So what does this all mean for you? It means you have to be so careful. Some herbs, like Aristolochia, are known to be toxic to kidneys. Others, like nettle or dandelion root, are loaded with potassium. And things like milk thistle seed are high in phosphorus. For healthy kidneys, that's no big deal. But for kidneys that are already struggling to filter these minerals, that can be a really dangerous situation.
Okay, so after hearing all of that, the incredible promise of a holistic approach on one hand, and the very real risks on the other, you're probably wondering, how in the world do I navigate this safely?
So here's a simple 3-step plan to protect yourself. Number 1, and this is the absolute most important, disclose everything. Tell your doctor and your pharmacist every single supplement you take. Better yet, bring the bottles with you to your appointments. 2, be a smart consumer. Any product promising a magical kidney detox is a huge red flag. And 3, look for quality seals from third-party groups like USP or NSF. It's not a guarantee the product works, but it does mean someone checked that what's on the label is actually in the bottle.
So, where does all of this leave us? I think it brings us to this final, really important question. It's so clear that people are hungry for this kind of holistic, personal care. The challenge is, how do we bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and modern medical safety? The answer probably isn't about choosing one over the other. It's about finding a way to integrate them safely, with open, honest communication between you and your entire healthcare team, so you get the very best of both worlds.